Of how you could have played some of this stuff today. We'll go over the SPY. Alright, so if you just go to today, then you see, the easiest trade of the day obviously would have been the gap down. Wait, so actually, way I would have played it, like I usually do, have a nice little line there looking for a break of the body of the first candle. So that would have happened about right here, where you get that confirmed break. Then you have that nice fill all the way down to here. And then I would get out around here looking at this to be my profit target. That is the easiest trade of the day. And you can see, once it hits that level, it slows down. So there's other people looking at that level. And then you have this spike here where it has this little consolidation for a little bit. So it held around there for a little bit. Then once it broke that, dropped back down, kind of held around this level, which comes from this price. Let's see, right there. So you're going to have right there where it forms that level, and then right there where it tests that again, and it gets that reversal. So that's where that comes from and why that is significant. Alright, so then once it broke through that, just kept going down, pretty easy. So once again, how you're using these is on the way down, these are support lines, and so it breaks it, therefore it'll only go to the next support line, pretty high probabilities, breaks that, next support line, pretty high probabilities, breaks that, next support line. And then, really what you would have been able to see from, let's see, last 2 days. Yeah, I don't see any specific reason you could have predicted that reversal. I didn't play the reversal. Where is that? Right here. Yeah, I guess you could have told test that level there. You have this consolidation here and here, but really, yeah, the reversal I think was pretty hard to predict, except for only thing you have is that you can tell that it is forming a little bit of a level here, and then you get that nice reversal pattern that I usually talk about, where you have the body of the red candle, then the green, and then it just continues up out of that. But that's when you would have needed to have been watching really closely. So yeah, bottom reversal kind of hard to predict here, but this move from here, really down out of this move, I would say was pretty, there's a lot of ways you could have predicted that. And then on the way up, you can just see it goes back to those same levels, and so now on the way up, they're acting as resistance, and so it goes up there, test it, rejected, test, rejected, same thing, then it breaks above it, test that next level, gets rejected, comes off, breaks down below it again, breaks above it again, kinda, and then breaks above this last level, and then just you can see it kind of breaks past. I would say these are testing it, and then just barely breaks past it. Like you say, sometimes these levels aren't exactly to the cent, but they're pretty close. Like that resistance level was, what did that get to? Low of 262.81, yeah. And then the low of this one was 262.86 versus 262.93. It's where I have the line drawn, so just ever so slightly off. Then it closes just above that level. And that's pretty much the main thing that you could have seen on the SPY. And really, when you enter this here, aside from right there, you had consolidation, and then it's just a drop all the way down. And so you just have this nice little downward sloping day. A lot of money to be made on puts. Then, like I said, the reversal was much harder to predict, but the downside moves were pretty, I would say, easy to predict. And then let's just see what else you maybe had here. You have a gap fill on the way down on Alibaba. So that fills the gap down to here. Let's see, good old Facebook do anything? Okay, Facebook just kind of had a downward sloping day the whole day. Not, honestly, I wouldn't have played it, not anything. Actually had a downward sloping from here all the way through. Look at that. Pretty nice. If you draw a line, you could probably get a pretty nice line right there, just a trend line that it's following. let's see, SQ. SQ had a gap down, but it didn't fill it, entered the gap, filled down, went right here, and it reversed. So, instead of hitting this candle at 67.85, it was 68.82, so you would have been 15 cents off of your target. But you get a nice little consolidation around here and this move up, so you still probably could have got out with a little bit of money. And Amazon filled gap down, so that's another easy trade. You could have got. And really, once it broke down below this right here, you'll like that it never. That's what you like to see for a short. Usually, you can see it does come back up and test it again, but that's kind of what you want. Is you want it to test the level and then get rejected. To me, that's a stronger move, showing that either sellers or people shorting is what's going on there. There's a little gap on Amazon, but it did fill it. Then goes back down and reverses right here. Once again, the move down on this was a lot easier to predict than the reverse. Well, I guess the reversal would have been the low a day yesterday. I didn't play this one, so I'm just now looking at this. Low a day yesterday and those candles right there, and that's about where the reversal is. And that low a day is usually significant. Low a day is a good place to find support, but of course, usually when the low a day breaks, maybe not on Amazon, but well, I don't have an example where it's done it too much lately, but like on the SPY, when it breaks the low a day, it usually turns into a little bit of a bloodbath. Like when it was breaking 52-week lows and we had the low a day, those were just easy. Like anytime that would have happened, you would have bought puts. So we'll go down there again. Now you know what to do. DIA, that's the other big ETF, SPY, DIA. And so you get a pretty much the same thing here. I think you had on the SPY, goes up, then you get that nice confirmed break below it, and goes down and fills the gap. And I mean, the DIA was a little bit like the SPY, went down, consolidation level, break, consolidation level, break, reversal. And once again, the reversal there, I mean, you can always check and see, like, you're doing this in hindsight right now for the reversal, because I would have been able to see. I was trading the SPY, but it moved the exact same way, and I did predict the SPY. Made a trade off of it, but this reversal right here, I mean, that's kind of hard to predict. You can see that it's getting this consolidation across this level, but there's not anything fairly obvious to me about that level. I would have thought of anything it would have reversed right there is what I would have been looking out for, either there or there. But yeah, so nice breakdown. And then once it, keep in mind too, just like, especially if you want to have this consolidation right here, that these will sometimes things will kind of mirror each other. They get a similar setup. So like how from here to here was a pretty quick sell-off without much downward move. Usually that means from here to here, it'll also be a pretty quick uptrend, which, both these happened intraday, so I consider them pretty quick. Like that was from, about 10 a.m. till, 11:45, and then this move is from 12:45, and you get up there by then 3:20, so slightly longer, a little bit less volume since this one's in the morning, and then, this one would have more volume after 3. But yeah, there's not as much resistance on the way up here. I mean, you see one pullback that would have probably worried you a little bit, and then besides that, you're fine. So they kind of, there's not much resistance on the way down. There's not usually going to be much resistance on the way up once it gets back above this level. And you can see it kind of tested it, and then you get that candle that starts right there. Test it once more with that wick, but really once it broke back above, it went pretty hard. Then you get this pullback, and then it goes again. So if you just went from here to here until you get that pullback, so you got a little scared, you should have still made some money off of that. That's just a quick recap. Maybe I went on a little bit too long, but hopefully that helped some of y'all, just kind of showing you the easier trades that I would make. That's none of the intraday stuff looking for scalps. That's just like easier trades that you can probably hold for, I don't know, like 30 minutes or I guess an hour depending on the time frame or something like that. Hope that helps y'all. As always, if you have any questions, just let me know.